Hey Kaya,
What's up?
what are you doing?
I'm working on my draw and dry fire.
Yeah, but you're like drawing and then you're racking the gun to
Yeah,
chamber it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm chambering it around.
But shouldn't you just carry with one in the chamber?
No, it's safer this way.
Are you sure about that?
Not sure, but why don't we talk about this in this video and find out if you should carry one in the chamber or not. Welcome back to another beautiful day here at Classic Firearms. I'm Kaya. And today we're going to talk about another controversial topic, and that is, should you carry your handgun, defensive pistol, with one in the chamber or not one in the chamber? Now, there's pros and cons to this. This is a topic that's been debated a lot, but I wanted to go ahead and debate that here with you guys at Classic Firearms. Let's dive into it. Pros on not having one in the chamber. There aren't any. All right, I'm joking. There is pros to it. So anytime I ask somebody like, hey man, whatever, whoever you are, why are you carrying a gun with not a round in the chamber? They're like, oh, it's safety. And I can understand not everybody is fully trained on handling a firearm properly, and they don't trust their abilities. They want that sense of security to not have one in the chamber, just in case their finger goes to the trigger, just in case it gets caught to their clothing, whatever the environments are, right? We'll discuss if that's reasonable or not. Another one they brought up to me is at home. So I understand you're supposed to properly secure and store your firearm. You don't want your kids or any unauthorized people to access your firearm. You don't want that. That's not good news. But everybody's environment is different, and I'm trying not to be as judgmental on that one. But not having one in the chamber just in case a kid or somebody who's not really authorized to use the weapon get a hold of it and they press the trigger and the gun doesn't go bang. It's empty, right? So there's that. It's a small portion of it, but I can understand that to be a pro to the concept of not carrying one in the chamber. That is about it. So it's the safety thing. But in my opinion, that safety part can be overcome significantly with the proper training. Now, moving on to the pros on having one in the chamber. Now, if you have a handgun, like you're a police officer, you're a security guard, or you're a good law-abiding citizen who is concealed carrying, right? You don't have one in the chamber, and you encounter a situation, somebody comes and robs you, somebody or whatever, they just come, put a gun to your face, and you want to be able to draw this pistol, or maybe the person's attention, the bad guy's attention is slightly off of you, and you have that moment to draw this thing. Do you think you're gonna have time to go ahead and draw this and do this and engage? If your answer is yes, let me ask you this then. Do you think you're gonna be in the proper circumstance or situation, position to effectively rack this thing? Could you perhaps, because you're so stressed out, short stroke it and induce a malfunction? It just won't feed, or you may have a double feed, perhaps. It's highly likely, right? Or do you think you're gonna have your support hand available to you? Or are you going to try to deflect that handgun that's pointed at your face when you decided to engage? Get that out of the way so you can actually get this handgun out and engage. If you do that, so if the bad guy is over here, I take the gun out, this is the sound, the click that you heard, that's what's gonna happen to you. I guarantee you that's what's gonna happen to you. So, police officers, again, generally police officers, I give them as an example because I was a police officer. Almost every gunfight is dynamic, and they're violent, they're fast. So you're out there, a bad guy, you're at a domestic, you're handling a domestic call, and this bad guy decides to pull a gun on you. You need to be able to create your distance. You need to be able to, as fast as possible, draw and fire your gun. So even if you find yourself in positions that are favorable for you to be able to draw your gun and properly rack your gun, the last point would be you're going to engage that target at a slower rate, or you'll send the first round down range much later than if you had one in the chamber. Now, much later, that could be 3/10 of a second, but those matter in those defensive situations. They really, really do matter. So imagine you're in a situation where you're rolling down, like you're on the ground, somebody's attacking you, whether you're a law-abiding citizen at Walmart, or you're a police officer, you're a security guard in front of a bank, or at a mall. Somebody's attacking you, you guys are struggling, like wrestling on the ground. You want to go ahead and the guy's telling you that he's going to kill you, or he's trying to maybe perhaps go to your gun. And you're trying to move his hand or her hand out of the way so you can just draw your pistol and engage, right? Again, you don't have this hand available to you because you're fighting the guy. If you had one in the chamber, you're going to effectively engage. And there are plenty of examples on the internet. If you don't believe me, you can go ahead and Google it. You can go ahead and check YouTube or some other websites where police officers or civilians are engaging people as they're fighting them off with their support hand and drawing and engaging effectively. And some people may say, you know what, I don't need this hand. I don't need my support hand. As I'm pushing the bad guy away, I draw my pistol, I can just use other things, like the table, or the boot, or their just belt, right? Guys, that is an effective training, I understand. That is something important for you to know because you could find yourself in a situation where you may have taken a shot in your support arm. You should be able to know how to rack your gun, change a magazine with just one hand. It's a good training, but a lot of times that's not effective. If a guy's on top of you and you're like fighting the guy off, well, you're gonna do this. Do you think there's a chance you may short stroke that? You can introduce malfunction? Very, very likely. And if that happens, well, that's a bad day for you. So, but if you had one in the chamber, you didn't have to worry about any of those things. Now, some people may say, you know what? Well, if I have one in the chamber, the bad guy grabs it from me and he can just press the trigger and pop me. True. That's why you should train yourself to be able to effectively control your weapon. Wow. What happened? The lights went off and everything has changed in this room. You know what? Even my shirt, it's gotten smaller. Or maybe I've gotten bigger. What do you think? But you know what hasn't changed, guys? Carrying a gun with one in the chamber at always. You don't ever want to carry a gun for self-defense, concealed carry a gun without one in the chamber. That's my personal opinion. And in my opinion, if you're not going to carry a gun with one in the chamber, just leave that at home because perhaps that may hurt you more than it helps you. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me or not? Whatever that reasoning is, I want to read that in the comment section. Anyways, do you guys want us to go to the range, test it out, see which one is faster? I don't think we should waste your time with that because it's pretty obvious that it's going to be a lot faster to draw a weapon that's got one in the chamber and fire than draw, rack, and then fire. Personally, I'm not even trained on that. I think I just screw it up. So, again, my opinion, it may be different than yours, but I believe that is the difference between life and death. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Tell your friends, check it out. Thanks for tuning in again. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.